Hey guys, how's it going? This is Martin with Iron Oak Marketing, and today I just wanted to shoot a quick video, briefly going through your guys' site and kind of pointing out the main things that you guys could be doing that will actually help your guys' site and increase your guys' SEO rankings and bring in hopefully more customers. Hopefully with this video, you guys might get some insight on what can be done. Obviously, if you guys are looking for this kind of work, you guys can reach out to me if that's something you guys are interested in. But at the very least, hopefully this video kind of points out some things that you guys can do that could increase your guys' keyword positions and therefore bring in more traffic to your guys' site. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is your guys' website design. I think your guys' website design looks great. So there's nothing really that I need to talk about in terms of design for conversions and that kind of stuff. I think you guys have a great website. So that's a great thing. The second thing I did want to mention, just by going through your site here, is I did notice that one of the main impacts that I notice with your site right now that probably could be improved is your page speed. So I did a scan here just quickly in Page Speed Insights. And this kind of gives us some different metrics here on what's kind of going on with your site. Now, one of the most important things to rank higher in Google is the page experience, the user experience for people that come to your site. If someone is coming to your site and it's taking a long time to load, that's going to increase the bounce rate, meaning that's going to make people click off of the site or not actually fully load the page. And so that can actually hurt your site in the long run because not as many people are going to come to your site. But also, Google deems it as not a very high quality site, and therefore you won't get as high in those positions by having a bad user experience. And one of the main things that is counted for with user experience is your site speed. So right off the bat, you'll notice that your mobile site speed here is ranking about a 19 in the red. So all these things are things that really do need to be improved upon. Things like your images are a little too big, just the file size themselves. So just compressing some images, things like that. Also, your largest contentful paint. That just means that you have certain elements that are loading a little bit slower than others on certain pages, and so what'll happen, it'll actually push certain content around. So certain users might be on a page reading something, and then something loads, and it'll kind of you'll lose your position on where you're at, and that kind of thing will happen. So those are the things that you want to definitely want to address. I'd say your site speed is something that would be incredibly important to take care of. So you'll see here on your desktop as well, there's definitely some improvements that could be made. So yeah, and definitely your mobile is something that you want to look at way more, just because more people are going to be on mobile typically for these kinds of services. They're going to be looking on their phones the majority of the time. So definitely getting your mobile site speed up is something that I would recommend. Now, another thing that I did notice as well here, if I pull up in my tool, Screaming Frog, I have your guys' site here. I just did a quick scan. This is not a complete scan. But what I just wanted to point out, another thing that definitely should be addressed as soon as possible, is if we scroll down here and you'll see the status codes. Right here, you'll see you guys have a decent amount of 404 pages. So all that means is these are pages that are broken, but that can still be accessed by users on your site, or the bots that are crawling your site from Google are actually picking up these pages as broken pages. So that goes back to that user experience here. You don't want people landing on pages that are broken. That's just bad user experience, but also the bots will pick that up and can dock you on your keyword positions for that kind of thing. So all of these 404 pages, what we'd want to do is do like a 301. A 301 is just a redirect, so pretty much pointing these links to a place that's not broken. So if there's a page that maybe, usually what happens is people will change their URLs around, and then they won't actually create a redirect for the previous link, and so then it just creates a broken page. And even though there might not be links directly to this page, it's still getting crawled by Google, so it's still kind of hurting your guys' site there. So that's definitely something that I would look at next, is cleaning up all of these 404s. So those are two main key points that I wanted to point out for you guys. That's definitely something that we do, fixing your site speed, fixing your 404 pages, all that kind of stuff. To give you kind of an idea of how we do this, I'll pull up for one of our clients here, Coastal Eye Surgeons. They're actually one of our clients out in Connecticut, and we built a new site for them, and we're ranking very well. So I'll show you guys some metrics on them here in a second. But just to kind of show you guys our process and how it works, what we do is we always do obviously our keyword research. We map out your entire site. And we make sure that all your titles are good. We put all your links in there, what the page needs to rank for, and what keywords. That's another thing that I noticed on your guys' site, that if I go back here into your keywords. Oh, so yeah. So this is actually, just so you guys know what I'm doing here, this is just a tool that I use called Ahrefs. It just allows me to look at certain metrics on the back end of your site. So if ever you're interested in kind of seeing what that looks like, I'll leave this up here so you guys can look. On average, you guys are averaging about 621 clicks to the site, or users to the site every month. This number tends to be a little on the low end here in Ahrefs. It's just based off the number that you're seeing here is based off of your position. So it's an approximate number. It's not an exact number, but just to give you guys an idea. What I wanted to point out here is just if you scroll down and you'll see the main keywords and where you guys are getting the majority of your traffic from looks like is from your brand name. So you guys have done a tremendous job building up your brand name, and that's fantastic. But I'd say if you guys are wanting to scale even more, where you guys are going to get the most bang for your buck is for getting ranking for keywords that don't necessarily involve your guys' brand name. So that would be things like, let's see here. Could do like eye doctor, for example, Colorado Springs. Let's talking about Colorado Springs. And you guys can see eye doctor Colorado Springs. There it is. You guys are ranking 23rd position here. Okay, so with SEO, you're really not going to get many users to your site by ranking anywhere beyond the first page. I don't know if you've heard that before, but basically you get all the traffic when you're on the first page. Everyone else beyond that first page is really not getting anything. So all the money is going to be on that first page. That's where you want to be. So keywords like this, eye doctor Colorado Springs, has a volume of 1100 like that. So that just this one keyword ranking for this one keyword, first position would give you guys more traffic than all of your traffic combined right here. And not only that, it would actually be traffic coming from people that don't actually know your guys' brand at all. So they would be new customers coming to your guys' locations. So that's kind of the idea there. Ranking for new keywords that you guys that aren't brand related, I think would be great. But what I was trying to bring up here about the screaming frog here in different pages, what you'll notice, if I go, I'm pretty sure you guys had some LASIK related keywords here. LASIK Colorado Springs. Okay, so what you'll see here is you'll see LASIK Colorado Springs, and it's ranking on this page LASIK. So this is your LASIK page, which is great. Okay, you guys have a dedicated page for LASIK eye surgery, so that's good. But what you'll notice is that you have other keywords, laser eye surgery Colorado Springs, which are ranking on different pages. LASIK average cost. So this is a totally different page. In fact, this is a broken page, so that's no good. But basically what's going on here is that you have what we call keyword cannibalization. So you have different, you're trying to rank for a certain keyword or multiple keywords that are pretty similar, but they're ranking on different pages. So what's happening is your pages are actually competing with each other. Instead of getting the most value on just that one page, it's kind of like you're getting half the value or like a minimum value spread across all these pages. So ideally what you want to do is position the pages so that there's a one page that's the authoritative page, and that's the one that's going to rank for these keywords. You can do certain things like interlinking and things like that, so that when Google crawls a site, it really knows like this LASIK page right here, this is the one that you guys actually want to have ranking for any of these LASIK related keywords. It's kind of like in this audit here when you see this, and you see like, for example, when we're going after, this is a location page, but the location page here, if I scroll over, you'll see This is Stanford. So all these Stanford related keywords, all of these keywords we want to rank on this one Stanford location page. And that's the same thing for those service pages like LASIK. You want to make sure that all of those keywords are ranking on that page. Sorry, I got a teammate asking for a login there. So yeah, so that's kind of the goal there, is making sure that everything's ranking on the right page and you don't have any pages competing with each other, is really the idea there. So moving on here, so this is part of our kind of our work and what we'd be doing for you guys. We would just go through the site, kind of make sure we know what keywords are going to rank on what pages. And then what we do is we do our on-page foundations audit. So pretty much what we're doing here is we're looking at everything on-page SEO related, and making sure that all those things are up to par so you are getting the best results when you're doing off-site SEO, things like adding links and things like that, every month. So what you'll see here is there's a bunch of different stuff. We have your 5 icon, your robots.txt, your sitemap, your 4 pages, making sure those are good. All the links, making sure they're certain pages are no indexed. That's something also I'll briefly touch on for you guys. That's kind of a big deal here. If I come back here, it'll show you guys kind of a visualization here. This is your guys' site as a bot crawls it, okay? So it's pretty massive, okay? There's definitely a lot of pages, and it's fine to have a lot of pages, and that's totally fine. The only issue is that they don't all need to be indexed. What I mean by that is that you don't need Google to crawl all of them. So basically, Google will have a certain amount of resources to crawl your site, and the more resources it costs for them to crawl your site because it's so big, it costs them more money, and therefore Google just doesn't want to kind of run into that issue there. The easier it is for Google's bots to crawl your site, the better it is going to be for your rankings. So that's another thing that definitely we would take care of for you, is just making sure that the things that don't need to be indexed are not indexed, that kind of thing. Now, lastly, I just wanted to wrap up real quick with one of our clients who's located out in Connecticut. His name is Dr. Shakir. He's the owner of Coastal Eye Surgeons. Basically, I just wanted to show you guys where he's at and kind of the results that we can bring for you guys. Right now, he's sitting at right around 16,000, 17,000 traffic. To give you an idea here, this is over the last year. We've been together about 2 years. And when he started, his traffic was right around like in the low like 30s to 100. So his traffic was pretty low right around here. And as we started working together, you'll see his traffic just has been skyrocketing over the last couple of years here. Just real quick, I'll show you guys that the keywords that he's ranking for are indeed keywords that are buyer intent. So you see Dr. Fairfield CT, Dr. Greenwich. Those are definitely some good keywords. He's ranking first position. Those are things that are definitely bringing in new customers to his practice. So yeah, that's about it. I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. If you guys want to talk more about this, feel free to reach out. You guys can either contact us back on the email, which I'll probably send this through email and kind of reply to this, or you can always call me at 719-323-4220, or just send us a form on our website, www.ironoakmarketing.com. And yeah, I would love to chat more about this. I am located in Colorado Springs, so if ever you'd like to meet in person, we can always do that as well. But yeah, thanks so much for taking the time to watch the video. Hopefully you guys got some pointers out of this, if anything. And yeah, would love to talk more about this. And looking forward to hearing from you guys. All right, I'll let you guys go here, and thanks so much for your time. All right, bye-bye.